everybody. This is Dan from electronicadventure.com, and this is another instructional video. Today we have a really cool product that we tested out extensively here, and I want to tell you about. There's nothing like it that I've ever seen on the market. Really nice remote control, and I'm going to give you some of the pluses to it. This is something that people usually would use if you're purchasing for a hotel or a motel or a hospital or a cruise ship, somewhere where multiple families or people are staying in the same room and handling the remote control. I heard that one time somebody said what happens in Vegas stays on the remote control, and that is gross but true. Usually this thing's in bed with every single person who goes into a hotel room. They're hardly ever cleaned or disinfected, and if they are, you can't get around all the buttons and everything and clean them off, so they're kind of gross. This is a remote control which resists bacteria growing on it, so it's actually always clean, and that's pretty important to many people right now. So I'm going to tell you all the benefits of this remote control and take a good look at it and see why it would be something you might want to add to if you're a hotel, motel, hospital, cruise ship, or something like that. On a normal remote control, first of all, if you spill something on it, the buttons get all stuck and everything, and you can't get the liquid out. So after like 2 or 3 days or instantly, the remote just stops working. So that's a big problem, and then you got to keep replacing the remote control. On this remote control, the clean remote, by the way, you just wipe it clean, and it looks like brand new forever. The numbers don't wear off or anything, and it just looks brand new all the time. So if somebody spills something on this, it's always clean. Another really huge benefit to this is there's no codes or programming on this ever for this remote control, and I don't know any other remote control that is like that. And there's over 250 brands that this works with, and there's no other remote that has more modern codes than this. And the way you would set this up is like really simple. You turn the television on physically or manually, and then you would make sure you put the batteries in, and I'll show you that in a second. And then there's a button on here that says Setup. You just hold down the Setup button and point the remote at the TV. And when the TV shuts off, just let go of the button, and that remote is now programmed forever. You never, ever have to reprogram the remote control. So that's a really cool thing. A lot of times if you're in maintenance or something, you constantly have to go in there and reprogram it because people are hitting the input button or the menu button. There's no buttons like that on here. So they'll always get the remote working, and you'll never have to change that. Another tremendous benefit for this, for the hospitality and healthcare industry, is the back is sealed. So a lot of times, because we're in the remote control business, we hear that people spend more money replacing batteries and remotes than they do on a remote because the guest or the patient or whatever is taking the batteries out of the remote and using it for their personal games or for whatever. So they're constantly replenishing batteries, which gets very costly. As you can see, this is sealed, so you never have that problem. Also giving the illusion that it might be disposable, which is another reason people won't just steal the entire remote. It doesn't look like something they would take home with them. And while I'm on that fact, I don't know how close you can get, but it does say on here that it will not work on your TV at home, which will also prevent people from stealing the remote control. So it looks disposable, but it's not. There are batteries in here, and if you try to figure it out, you probably won't. If you really try, you might try to open the top up, but it's impossible to open unless you know the secret. And the secret is you just flick it across, and inside there would be 2 AAA batteries. Another important feature on here that a lot of people don't think about is this part's attached. So even if somebody drops the remote and the batteries scoot out or whatever, you don't have to replace the back or put duct tape on it. You just put this back on, and the remote is one piece, so you never have to replace that. So there's lots of cost-saving features built into this remote control. It's really easy to use. It resists bacteria growing on it. And then for the look, I've heard from a lot of people, like they like everything about it, but they're not really sure about the color. The people who made this said that they made it because they wanted to look clean, and when they had it tested, everybody who looked at this remote control instantly said, yeah, that's a clean remote. And another interesting sidebar is most people said they would not have a remote like this in their house because it looks like too much like something that would be in a hospital or a hotel. And so that's a good reason to have this in your hotel room, because people don't want to steal it. It's the clean remote. You can pick it up any major distributor in the United States. So just go onto Google or Yahoo, look it up, and find Clean Remote, or I think they have a website. You can look that up and try that out, and I think you'll be really, really happy with that.